Good afternoon, good evening, good morning, whatever time it is, wherever you are in the world. My name is Angela Skibberus and I'm known as the kinesiologist. I do a few other things other than kinesiology, although it's one of my passions. I work as a Resolve practitioner, Resolve Beyond Neurology, a neurotrainer, an iridologist, and biochemic facial analyst. And I'm passionate about transformation. I'm passionate about people healing. And the guest that I have on today with me, I cannot be more excited or overjoyed to share her with you because having since met the beautiful Georgia through my dear friend Linda Clifton, a very cherished and dear friend and spiritual family member, she's brought so much joy and healing and beautiful energy into my life in all sorts of ways. So I'm sure you're going to enjoy hearing from Georgia this evening and hearing her story about how she came to do the healing work that she does. And some very exciting opportunities for next year, May next year, around maybe a journey, a retreat that may be very powerful for you all. So I just wish to welcome you here this evening, or for me it's this evening. But for you, what time is it in this? I got to get this right. Thessaloniki?
Yes. Hi, Angela, and hi, everyone.
Hello.
I'm in Thessaloniki, Greece. I'm Georgia Koutla. So this is for the pronunciations. Angela and I were speaking about this prior to our meeting. So we are here at a morning time now, 11 a.m. and a few minutes. So it's always very nice to connect with people who are in different parts of the world. This is always bringing this type of connection and a sense that we are all together in this beautiful grid. And especially with Australia, because I have been working with many people from Australia, I feel that I have a very sacred bond. Yet this goes for everyone around the globe. So thank you for inviting me. This is a beautiful honor. And whatever you feel that we could discuss or dive into more, it would be a pleasure to do this.
Oh, thank you, Georgia. So tell me exactly what it is that you do. I know that you've done the work through training and become a facilitator in the Alana Fairchild's work, which I absolutely love Alana Fairchild's work. I've got many of her wonderful creations in my own clinic, actually, that are extremely healing and powerful. And I've enjoyed the last 12 months. We were just saying that it's been 12 months that we have been every 3 or 4 weeks gathering on a Zoom call, which if there's anyone who's listening to this and think to themselves, that sounds fantastic, it sounds like something I would like to do, you can certainly connect with myself or Georgia, and we can connect you with these meetings that happen on a regular basis to continue to connect and raise the vibrations, the planetary vibrations, raise our own vibrations, and continue to heal and grow. And they're incredibly powerful. So what exact work do you do, Georgia? What is it that you believe that you do?
Thank you, Angela. This is a very nice question, though I don't have a very direct and specific answer, because when it comes with spiritual healing, this can be a very, like a very general title. I am a practitioner of the Sarasvati healing modality that Alana Fairchild has introduced, and this is a very powerful training. Actually, I have taken 2 trainings there with Alana. Alana's work is very deep, and it holds a great wisdom. Many people around the globe are working with her materials, and when you are in touch with this type of work that she has created, you feel an intimate connection to the way that you experience spirituality and divinity within you. So for me, This journey started about 5 years ago, when I initially took this training. And in the beginning, I thought that this would only be a part of my own self-healing process, because I was always interested in exploring spirituality more. But I realized that this was a passion that I held within me, and that I did want to share it with the world. So after the training, I started to offer sessions and group sessions. So in a way, this journey has been a journey of steps. Things didn't just go out. So it was a journey of steps, and I do offer Sarasvati healing sessions, both private and in groups. But at the same time, I was feeling that I wanted to share more of the work. So all the meditations, the oracle decks, the books that I was reading became for me a foundation. And I felt that I could use that in a way of synthesis to create sessions that could become like a more often way to work with their inner journey for people. This is what led me to eventually offer group sessions, like weekly meditations in Greece. And then through the exceptional community that Alana Fairchild has created, I met Lindy Clifton, which is our common link. And Lindy and I truly share a beautiful, very deep soul connection. So when I shared with Lindy what I have been doing, she was excited about it. And she invited me to do the same work together for people in Australia that work with her. So this is how this work expanded. And this has been an incredibly loving journey. And what I have seen, what my experience is, and what the feedback we receive from people is that the more one is actually allowing for this field of energy, for this vibration and consciousness to infuse the energy field, to infuse their auras, the more they can feel the transformation it creates either within or around them. Because it's with energy, I think this is what happens. You cannot leave the same person as the one that you came in. Because as this light comes into you, old pain, old energy is being released. So in a way, you have created more space to shine your light, more space to express your soul talents. So this happens, it's an ongoing journey. Just like you, I also feel that body work and spiritual work are going together. You cannot have one or the other, because we are humans and we don't have just a physical body or just an energy body. And it's the wisest way to go when you work and you allow all of your bodies to be in harmony, to be connected. And this is how this work always brings balance, brings harmony, and brings transformation eventually. So I don't think that someone could just go one way, although there might be people that prefer that. My experience is that it is always affecting the entire body, the entire system that we humans hold.
Absolutely. That's incredible. And you know what really fascinates me? The fact that you do this incredible work and yet your background is in engineering. But it just dawned on me today too, like as I reread your bio and saw that you also have training qualifications in ancient the words dropped out of my head, but ancient sites.
It's restoration. Like, yes, restoration of monuments.
Yes. So you
Well,
would have a deep understanding of, monuments, restoring monuments, the power of monuments, the sacred sites, maybe.
yes, what happens, what has been my experience, Angela, is that as we grow and we live our lives, we are always taking a journey. And through this journey, we have the opportunities to express what is in our heart and what is in our soul. So restoration of monuments, for me, at a deeper level, has to do with honoring the past and what needs to be valued there and what can be preserved there. Yet you can reuse it in a different way for the needs that are now at this present moment. So on a soul level, it doesn't matter if you are working at this field or if you're working on a spiritual vocation, it's still the same soul passion that goes out into the world. And for me, my life journey wasn't very linear. Like you said, I started there, now I'm in a different area. Yet, sometimes this is how life works. So it's not from A to B, it can take you like this. So it wasn't a very linear. But for me, this was a journey of growth, of deep transformation. The field of engineering is a field where one can truly cultivate synergy, because it does take a lot of people to work together in a project, and it has a lot of maths, mechanics, geometry.
Yes.
So it's
Yes.
still, in a way, there are still the same elements there. So
Yes.
this has been a beautiful journey for me, and I have it in my heart as a beautiful period, about 10 years of my life. But then things felt that they needed to shift. So I found a new way to express myself, and I'm very passionate about it. So I feel that I'm where I need to be, and this is how I can best serve the world.
Yes. And serve the world you are. That is for sure. My experience when we do the meditations or the processes, there are many processes that, we sit through when you do Alana's work, or even just off the cuff, if we're doing a meditation, you seem to have almost like a photographic memory of the connection between, it could be a crystal to an energy to, one of the ascended masters to that. I find that an incredible skill to be able to just, mentally be able to go to those connections and how things all interplay. It's quite amazing.
Thank you, Angela. This happens somehow organically. Some people have this talent, some people have the other. I feel that what has happened with this is that the more I somehow infuse myself with the work, this becomes integrated. And integration is actually what I am to offer through my work, because it's not about being open to energy and to higher frequencies and spiritual vibration. It's always about allowing this to be integrated in the body. So as this becomes integrated, it becomes something that you have absorbed. So it becomes like a medicine tool. If someone maybe is working maybe with herbs, they know that for this situation, this herb might work, and you can combine it with this herb as well. And then you can also put some of that herb also. So the more they study about the herbs, the more they can tell how to use them, and the more they become creative and have these inspirations about how to combine things. So this is the thing with the synthesis. When synthesis happens, it's like you can use different elements, but not in a way. I love how Alana speaks about it. It's not like putting in a bowl everything when you have to cook. It's something that happens organically, so you know what to use in combination to which else. And this creates the outcome is not a sum of the ingredients, it's something else, and it holds the energies of everything inside, but somehow multiplied and weave together in something new. And I hadn't actually realized I was doing that, because it came naturally for me in the way I realized that this was the process. And this is always very fascinating to do. Sometimes I have no idea what the following session might involve, and then it just comes. I just ask for guidance and it comes. And it's sometimes it's surprising for me as well, but
Yeah.
the elements eventually reveal themselves to be. So this is spiritual work, but one could say that this is soul guide, or deepening of the understanding of what happens internally for you. I'm always very interested when I listen to someone who is speaking to me, what happens under the surface. So
Yeah.
I understand in an emotional way of communication what might be there that is yet to be discovered. So I truly love to hear deeply what is going on, and then I can just share what comes from me. But this is just sharing and also holding the space for the process. It cannot be actually a directive process, because the important thing is for every person to explore and discover their own truth. So for me, this has always been the base, the principle, because this has been my process of discovering my own truth. And sometimes as healers, we might have opinions. We are humans. So we might hold an opinion about how someone should evolve, what's the journey. But it is a deeply sacred process for each soul to discover their own truths and follow what their heart guidance is. So I am passionate about supporting someone in doing that, providing the sacred space and holding the space is very important, because someone can truly relax and feel that, oh, I have never realized that. It just comes up inside the session. Or this is something that is very meaningful for me. And that creates, it evokes a process, it activates something deep within. So this is probably the most important thing in what I wish to offer, to be able to support someone to discover their truths, and empower this situation with any abilities I might be able to share there.
Yeah, absolutely. So if someone, say for example, someone discovered you this evening and hearing us chatting and think, oh, I wonder what the work is, what would, and I say what would happen, knowing that there are lots of things that unfold inside sessions that obviously are quite spontaneous, the connections, whatnot. But if someone was to reach out and wanted to have, say they might be struggling with, I don't know, some type of emotional or depression or feeling down or stuck in their life, and they reached out to have a session, what would they normally expect? What would you normally expect to do? Would you look at, there's an array of different, you might intuitively feeling into, okay, which process might be best? You'd sit with that and then just take them through that process. Now, it can be done online or in person, right?
Yes, exactly, Angela. It can be done in person when someone is close to where I live, but it can also be done via Zoom. I have been working very much via Zoom, and energetically, it is still the same. I
Yeah.
just want to say this, yes, and it
Yes.
also somehow brings sacredness and blessings to the physical area that you are in.
Yes.
So when someone comes and, for example, for a one-to-one session, a private session, I always go intuitively. So I cannot know prior to that if we will be going through a modality, because the modality is always a tool, but it might not feel the most appropriate tool for that day. So someone can expect that we will definitely be talking and
Yeah.
sharing in sacred space. I always open sacred space in my work. The energy is different and the way you feel is different when you are held in sacred space. So there is going to be some sharing, but then we will go through meditation that can intuitively just come up. We can work with the crystals and their healing, and then we can also do some reading. We can just take it in a way it happens on its own.
Yeah.
When this happens, when two people get together, it's their souls that at that moment are connected to. So it happens organically. And sometimes you cannot truly know from the beginning. Sometimes I do have the sense because I tune into prior to a session, and I might have something like an insight about it. But what happens within the session is that spirit guides the session. So in the end, it will be what is most needed at that time. So the energy will find you where you're at on your journey, and it
Yeah.
will help you to take the steps forward to your journey. I'm not sure if this answers your question, because there are people who are more interested in working on their own,
Yes.
especially if there is something, like very personal that they need to share. At other times, people like to join in groups.
Yes.
So when you work in a group, you don't have so much time for sharing and personal work, but you do receive the healing, you do receive the energy. And also, what is different in the group session is that there is a greed between us all, which somehow creates this group soul vibration. And we're always sending our blessings to the universe. And this, you can feel this, although
Yes.
the energy is not as tangible, you can still feel it with your heart. And in the group energy, this is somehow magical. It just happens. And also in the group, you might listen to someone else saying
Yes.
something that triggers something in you or activates something in you also. So it's a different way to work. And depending on where you are on your journey, you might prefer one or the other or both. So yes, I suppose
Yes.
that, yes.
Yes. My experience with even the work that we've done, it normally takes about an hour and a half. Often, I'm not sure whether you and Lindy sit with a certain theme or an energy that we're working through. It could be picking a particular process from one of Alana's processes, many processes that she has, or a crystal or send it master. And we will often come with a crystal, which is beautiful, the crystal associated, or something other, a sacred item, something like that, and our notebooks in the small group ones that we've been doing. And you're right, coming into sacred space, opening sacred space, and then going deep into a guided meditation. Now, I don't know,
Yes.
I actually don't know whether part of it, that guided meditation is sometimes spontaneous, or some of it's also a process that's already there.
Yes, it depends. It could be
Yeah,
one or the other. Sometimes
one or
it
the
is,
other.
yes.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, it goes like that. And I would
Mm,
just like to say to anyone who is watching us
mm,
that they are very welcome to come and try. So
yes,
they can message me, and I can send them a Zoom link for the
yes.
following session that Lindy and I will be offering. It's
Mm,
usually once a month, but it could be once in 3 weeks,
mm,
depending.
mm,
And this is nice because you can have a taste of your own,
Yes.
what it is about.
Yes.
Because it is something very, you can just experience it. Sometimes it's difficult to express it in
Yes.
words.
Yes.
And this is always the reason why when someone asks me, what is it that you're doing exactly? It's more like a concept. You can translate it into words, but it's the heart that truly understands it as
Yeah.
a process. So I always love to work both with invocations and also with crystals. It's like in this way, someone can receive both the spiritual light from heaven and the spiritual light from the earth.
Yes.
For me, this is always it brings wholeness into the space. And what Lindy Clifton and I do together always have this as a content, and we create a very grounded healing space. And if someone wants to join us, one of the benefits is also our joint soul lights,
Yes.
because it's different when you are co-facilitating. There are two peoples there bringing in their lights, holding the space together. So what we are creating has to do with the way that we are connected on a deep soul level. And for me, meeting Lindy through the community of Alana was a type of a magical outcome. I could never have predicted that this would happen. And it was something like you make a choice, and then it's like a domino of
Yes.
love happening. And then eventually this leads you somewhere that you could never have thought about it. So I'm honoring all the links that have joined us together. And sometimes it is incredible just to feel how much the universe holds so much love for you. And it just has a genius unfolding through life that will lead to the way that things are unfolding. This is a very I'm deeply moved when I realize this with my mind. And this is the base for what Lindy and I are doing. We feel that we have been so blessed to be able to come together this lifetime and to share what our soul lights want to express in the world. So this is part also of what we're doing. And this is actually what led us to decide to offer a retreat.
Yes.
So yes, on May 2024, the last week of May, the 23rd to 30th of May, we are going to offer a retreat here in Greece, 3 nights in Athens, 4 nights at the beautiful mountain of Pelion. So if anyone feels drawn into that, we will be very happy to have you with us. And sometimes there are no logical reasons to be attracted to something. It is we have named it the Soul Blossoming Retreat. So if soul blossoming holds a meaning to your heart and you feel called, like, I want to go there, I want to experience that, then listen to your heart and connect with
Yes.
that.
I think many
So
of us will be ready for a soul blossoming. There's been a lot of soul pruning, a lot of soul growing, a lot of soul development, but the blossoming, I think many of us are really ready to start to experience the blossoming of soul. And
yes.
I know I'll be there. I'll be there, and it's going to be the most beautiful experience to, number one, meet you in person, but also just to be in the beautiful energies of Greece and the sacred sites and the beautiful retreat center and the processes. I know, just it's like you say, sometimes your heart just says, I feel I need to do this. I don't even know what they're going there to do. I don't know why, but I have to go. That calling to go and be in an energy of a group of people, I think it's going to be just incredible. And I know it's a lifelong dream of Lindy's and a dream of you both to fulfill on this amazing offering. And I really invite everyone to reach out to Georgia for more information about that for next year. And I heard someone say, oh, look, I feel terrible because I can't remember exactly what was said or who said it, but there's something particularly powerful about Greece and the energies of Greece for next year. So I think that's exciting, and I can't wait to spend time with you
Same
both
here,
then.
Angela. I'm
That would be
very
amazing.
looking forward to
Yeah.
it and to meeting in person. Listening to our hearts is usually the best way to make a choice. At least this has been the way for me. Things were not always easy and clear, and sometimes, especially where we are in a phase of growth in our lives, maybe things seem quite chaotic, and this can be internal, but it can also be external. So the soul blossoming is a part of the cycle that the soul is always in, because sometimes the soul can be in winter, sometimes it can be in
Yes.
autumn, so sometimes
Yes.
it can. The purpose of this retreat is to truly allow the learnings of the past to be integrated to all the work that one has already done, to become wisdom, and then to nourish the seeds that are held within the heart to take root and be expressed in the world. So it's not like something, the soul blossoming is something that just happens and that's it. It's an ongoing journey. It's a process that we're all going through, and it has to do with what we choose, how we choose to respond to our lives. And I don't say that this is easy. And of course, I know this of my own experience. The inner journey always has some challenges, but the way we respond to that is what becomes different along the way. So the base of this work is about truly being connected to the heart. Sometimes people ask me, how can I meditate, or what is the best way to go, what is needed? In reality, there is nothing needed. All that you need is to connect with your heart. So this is the only thing that is needed, and this is something that we all have as an innate ability. Every human being has an innate ability to heal. The more you connect with yourself, the more you explore your spirituality, and you understand yourself as a being. Yet there are ways and processes and modalities to help you with that. So there are many, nowadays there are many ways, and one can just feel in their hearts what they need or how they can combine them. So it's, I think that we are very blessed to have this now on, have all these holistic ways, and also the most medical ways, which are also very important. The one doesn't go against the other. And this is something that I have found, that the more you go into this work, the more you realize that there are no opposites. So it's a process of bringing harmony to what initially feels as being at odds. So this can be a very internal issue, because you might want to make a choice or another and you don't know where to go. When you take some time and some space to connect with yourself, because you are connected to the space and the light that is within you, the solution will evolve, will come up. So it might not be any of the solutions that you have thought about until that moment. You will just know. Sometimes we need to be supported by someone else, because they can see the light in us, and they can hold the light for us to become more clearer with what we want to do. We need each other. We are here, we are all in this together. It's a type of being unique and at the same time being united it's these things are actually the same. They're not opposite to each other, but this is something that you grow into realizing that this is how it is. And for me, this is something that I have always received from different ways. I have a great respect for the ancient wise ones on our planet that come from different peoples on the earth. You can see and sense in all the myths that are in different cultures that there is sacred knowledge there. And just by listening to the myth, listening to the names, to the sounds that hold vibration, you can just, the energy is transmitted to you. So you don't know exactly what is happening within you, but something is happening. So there is a lot of sacred knowledge that comes to us from our ancestors, from the wise ones in the earth, or when you connect to the higher beings of light. It really doesn't matter how you connect. Some people tend to connect more through nature. Some people tend to connect more through different types of spiritual practices. It doesn't matter. What matters is to speak true to your heart, because this will lead you to where your soul wants you to go. And this will help you to share your gifts with the world.
Which is the unity in the diversity and our uniqueness. We're all so different. The way that we connect, the way that we express ourselves, it's going to connect with different people, we're just also, it's something I think about when I spoke to a dear friend, Uncle Alan Phillips, is an Aboriginal elder, and he has a foundation called One Mob Dreaming, and it's the whole concept of that we are one, but at the same time there is all this beautiful diversity. We don't see one tree, one type of tree. We don't see one type of flower. We don't see one type of plant or stone, or it may be a stone, but there may be many types of stones.
Yes.
It may be a tree, but many different types of tree. And same with human beings. We're human beings, and yet there's so much glorious diversity within the one. All the different manifestations of the beautiful manifestations of spirit, and it's endless and boundless and so gloriously beautiful. And I look forward to the day when we can all come together in that unity, celebrating the diversity, rather than feeling any types of disconnect or block between our differences.
I truly love what you describe, and I had the chance to watch a small snippet of the interview that you referred. Somewhere in the snippet that I saw, you were talking about trust. And I feel that trust is a quality that is asked of all of us in our journeys, especially at the times when we cannot see clearly. Because when you cannot see clearly, you're asked to trust and to take steps. So it's like
walking in the dark when it's foggy.
Yes, but at that time, there is a light ahead, above you, the light of your soul that is shining enough for you to see at least the one step forwards. So we're never alone. There is so much love surrounding us, and being able to open the heart, because the heart is always the key. We humans have our hearts is a sacred space. So when we go inside the heart, then is when where we can actually transform whatever might be negative within or without, can be transformed through the wisdom of the heart. Trusting ourselves of being able to do that takes courage, and especially when we witness sometimes things in the world that are taking place, it's very important to be able to hold compassion and yet have the wisdom to go within our hearts and see from your heart, what can I offer now to this situation? This is something that we are all in together. So each one of us can hold a level of consciousness and anchor this consciousness on the planet in the way that speaks to us. So this is something that it's one of the challenges that we have nowadays in the world, but being honest with what we feel and accepting that at that moment we are feeling maybe desperate or anything is very important, but not allow the drama to take us down, and allow the compassion and wisdom to hold us in a state of consciousness that can bring more peace into the situation and not add into the pain. And this is not always easy, and not all the days are not the same, but we can go back into balance and come from that state where our prayers, for example, can be very helpful for a situation. If we feel called to share a prayer for a situation, it is the state of consciousness that we come from. It is our intention that holds, that is very important. So it's the heart. In the end, everything starts and ends with the heart.
It all starts and ends in the heart, and whether we can keep our green door open, which can be tricky. It's
Of course.
yeah, absolutely. Now, as we draw to, we've been here much longer than you and I both planned, I'm sure, which happens. We fall down the rabbit hole and enjoy our time together. And I feel like we're just scratching the surface of the beauty of what it is that you do and how you work with people. But like you say, it's something I think that needs to be experienced and tried, because it's not necessarily a cookie cutter type of work. So as Georgia mentioned, if you're interested in joining one of the Zooms, they run once every 3 weeks or so. Georgia can send you the information about when the next one will be. If you're interested in just trying it, and you can come along for one of those, for a very nominal, tiny fee to join that group and connect up with some beautiful people. Myself, Georgia, Lindy, and a few other people included. You can certainly reach out, and I really recommend that you do reach out for more information about the retreat next May. But as we finish, I think it would be remiss of me, I like how I got to use that word, to ask you, would you be so kind as to finish our conversation this evening for me with a little meditation or process of a few minutes for people just to be able to access the energy, have a taste of what it is that how you work and what you do, just to finalize what we're doing this evening and share some love.
Thank you, Angela. I would love to share this. Actually, today here in Greece, we celebrate Mother Mary's birthday.
Oh, fabulous.
Yes, Mother Mary has been for me always very close in my life. And I would love to connect with her, though I just want to say that Mother Mary is an aspect of the universal mother. So this is a type of spiritual connection. Sometimes I have seen this with people. Some people are finding it difficult to connect with certain deities, for example, and that is all okay. We can all connect with the divine in the way that suits us better. So sometimes it is just the white light, or different types of the crystal, angel of the crystal that we call in the space. So we will work and invoke the presence of Mother Mary, yet for someone who might not feel comfortable with that, they are still able to go through the process and be connected to the energy of the universal mother. The love of the mother, and when we are infused with this energy, allows the heart to open to receive. And sometimes if there have been issues with the mother wound, for example, issues about belonging, about being held, about being accepted, as you open the heart to this energy, healing is activated. Also, Mother Mary in particular is very connected to the field of grace. So the field of grace is always at play for us, is somehow the field of miracles. So it is always there. But when we are willing enough to go within and surrender and let go, then we can truly fall into the flow of this field. Sometimes we have certain opinions about how things might work, or we're not taught how to let go and surrender. We are taught that we must always lead the way. So through processes like that, we allow ourselves to be authentic and to be able to open up and receive. And this is how we will somehow bring harmony in matters of conflict within us. We will be able to emotionally cleanse our energies. So this can be very different for each person to the other. So thank you for inviting me to do this. This will be a small meditation process where we will be calling in the Universal Mother and her aspect of Mother Mary today. So as always, we start with the heart. So if you want, you can close your eyes and maybe place your hands over the heart and just breathe there for a while as you take your awareness within. And maybe explore how you feel this area of your body. If there is any tension in your heart, just allow the breath to soften the heart, the front and the back side of the heart, as you relax more. Now for a while, take your awareness to your Earth Star Chakra, this beautiful sphere of light that always anchors you to the crystal layers of Mother Earth. Beneath your feet, inside the earth, you can visualize this beautiful sphere of light always connecting you to Mother Earth. And from this sphere of light, you can receive all the healing energy that you now need from within the earth. And maybe you can feel the crystal angels that are now sending light and healing energies to you now. Just visualize and feel these energies moving upwards from your Earth Star Chakra to your feet, your legs, infusing your belly and your heart. And from your heart, this energy moves to your arms and your palms, and anything that you touch is healed. And from your heart, this beautiful healing energy moves into your throat and your head. And from your head, this energy moves upwards, above your crown chakra, where it meets another sphere of vibrant light, your soul star chakra. Beautiful sphere of light, always connecting you to the realms of light and to your soul. And from this chakra now, allow spiritual light and unconditional love to pour down into your head, and through your head, through your entire body, to your heart, into your feet, and inside the earth again. Take a few moments to consciously perceive yourself as a bridge between earth and heaven, heaven and earth. And the sacred space of your heart is the center of this column of light. This flow of light cleanses your aura, your cells, in the deepest level. It strengthens you and purifies you. The energy moves upward from the earth to your heart and the heavens, and from the heavens to your heart and Mother Earth. And now let your awareness rest inside your heart for once more. Just feel the space of your heart. This is a vast space within you. And we call in the presence of Mother Mary and the Universal Mother. And within your heart you can feel a beautiful pale blue light there. Just feel your own unique connection to this beautiful being of light who dwells within your own heart chakra. And you might realize that it has always been there, watching over you, protecting you and speaking to you from within your heart. You may see Mother Mary raising her hand in blessing position, sending light towards you. And this light comes like a waterfall of light. And you can bathe yourself into this waterfall of pure white light. If there are any emotions now arising, just let them rise and fall. Let yourself be fully cleansed and purified in this sacred waterfall of a live light. If there are any thoughts, just let them be cleansed and allow this blessing to be fully received from your being. Is there any question or any situation that you would like to now offer to the Universal Mother for resolution? Whatever you wish to offer her now is a sacred offering coming from your heart to her. And she receives this completely and fully. If there is any conflict within you or around you, just offer it to her. And know that the moment that you have allowed for this offering, the resolution has already started. Allow this divine light to enter your field and infuse you with love and with grace. Imagine this beautiful column of light that you are, being infused with the aura of Mother Mary, the love of the Universal Mother. If there is any person or any situation now that you wish to send these blessings to, just go in your heart and ask for this, honoring free will. You can dedicate the blessings to any person or any situation that just comes into your heart now. And as you share the blessings, the universe receives it and returns to you the blessings multiplied. As you share from your heart, you receive from your heart infinite blessings. Allow this energy to bring you whatever you mostly need right now. You don't need to direct this process. Just allow and trust. This process will strengthen and empower you to trust yourself and to trust life and to express your soul light in the world for the greatest good of all. And for another 3 breaths, feel this flow of light and the grace of the Universal Mother embracing you. And you can ask from your angels to help you integrate this energy in the best way that will now bring balance to your system. And slowly start to feel the air on your skin. And when you are ready, just open your eyes.
Absolutely.
Namaste.
Thank you so
Thank
much
you.
for that. My deep pleasure. Thank you so much for coming on with us this evening. We hope that you receive that beautiful energy this evening. And the energy I just feel that pours from Georgia, regardless of whether we're meditating or not. It's just such a beautiful, sweet, kind and compassionate energy. So it's a real privilege to spend some time with you today. And I look forward to diving in another time to connect with you
Thank you
again.
for having me here. This was a pleasure and an honor, Angela. And thank you for everyone who is watching us.
Deep pleasure. Please reach out to Georgia. What is the best way to reach out to you? You're on Facebook, Instagram.
Yes, I don't have a website at the moment, but someone can easily reach me through Facebook, Georgia Koutla, my profile there, and also Instagram. I know that you will share all the informations below, or maybe with an email, and I will be very happy to either answer any questions or whatever someone would like to share with me. Thank you so much, Angela.
My deep, deep pleasure. Have a beautiful day. I got to remember there's daytime there for you. Much love. Take care.
Bye.